Hello, welcome to Pilates Matwork. So today's class, we will start standing, we'll end standing. A few things, we will use a strap or a band today to stretch. We will only use it for stretching. So it doesn't matter if it's, like a yoga strap, a belt, or a stretchy band, it'll all work out. And then for some of you, you might want a yoga block. So on one of the exercises, the yoga block might help enhance the exercise for you a little bit. And then for another exercise, especially if you've got short arms, it might make it a little bit easier for you, a little bit less reach. I need a block when I do side kneeling series, which is where we're going to go with leg work today. So that's why I have it. If you've got long arms, you may not need it, and that's okay too. So they're just there if you need them. And that being said, let's go ahead and get into our movement practice. So from here, let's start. I'm just going to start standing about hip width apart, maybe a little bit wider. And we're just going to kind of open up and get a little bit warm here before we get going. So I'm just going to take my arms up overhead, reach, 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 reach. As you reach, press into the floor, zip up through the front body, feel the sides of the body elongate here, turning palms away, grow taller from crown to tail. Good. Now, again, I just caught myself, so I'll remind everybody, soft knees. So here's an example of soft knees. Here's an example of locked knees. So be nice and soft. That'll also help your pelvis be in a nice neutral alignment. So from here, we'll go again. Reach, 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 and take it down. We're going to add a squat here, taking it up, taking it down into the squat, hips, knees, and toes track, and come up. And we'll take it down and press it up. Good. I'm going to show you a sideways view, taking it down, coming up. Good. One more time. We're going to add a back bend here, taking it up, reach, 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 and we'll open and lift and take it down and press through and come up, and we'll open and reach and take it down. Press through those heels and open. We're going to take those arms forward and down. Good. From here, when you're ready, take those arms out to the side, and I'm just going to get some rotation here from the shoulder. I'm still breathing, so as I breathe, think about expanding from the rib cage here. Good. And then from here, good, I'm going to turn the palms towards the ceiling. Hands are going to come to the shoulders, and I'm going to move those elbows forward. If you can touch, that's amazing. Think about a separation of the shoulder blades. If not, do the best you can. As you take it back, think about trying to touch the shoulder blades together and move forward and back. As I'm moving, I'm trying to keep my rib cage in, so I don't want to pop out and I don't want to round. So again, remember, soft knees. We're zipping up from pubic bone to behind the navel. Let's take that into some circles. Staying with that nice breath, and we'll go again, opposite direction. Good. Now, before we come into our final stretch series here, where we'll grab the band, we're going to go into a little bit of footwork. So from here, and also know you can always do this on a up against a wall, holding on here, or holding on to a steady piece of furniture. So, but if you're okay with it, you can follow me, taking my legs a little bit wider. My left leg is going to be my supported leg first, and I want that to have a little bit of a bend in it. Good. So I'm just going to kind of get my bearings here. Remember, this foot, this leg does not have to lift too high, and it doesn't even have to be straight forward. And we're just going to roll the ankle around. I'm just going to roll in one direction, and we'll roll in the opposite direction. Good. Now get a nice point and flex here. Good. And we'll take that foot down, and we'll take that back into the other side. So now my right leg's going to be supported. Get a little bit of a bend in the knee. Good. We'll pick it up. I'm going to point and flex. Good. I'm still engaging your core. So your core muscles help you in balance, as does the breath. So we don't want to hold the breath in a balance challenge either. Good. I'm just taking the ankle in one direction, and then we'll take that in the opposite. Good. And then from here, we'll take that down. Good. So from here, I'm just going to start this way, but then I'll come to a side view. So I'm zipping up here to Pilates V. So I've got about a fist width apart between my two big toes. I'm really trying to anchor my heels and my legs together here. If that's not accessible for you, your modification will be to step out a little bit wider, but you're still in that slight external rotation. Okay, so we practice where we can practice and we progress and we don't worry about the rest. Good. Now I'm going to lift my heel straight up. I'm pressing, trying to press evenly into the big toe and pinky toe mount. Notice how I'm trying not to have any gaps between my legs when I lift, and I'm trying to keep the heel together. I'm going to show this to you from the side, just so you can see. So I'm zipping up. So I'm trying to come straight up. I'm trying not to hinge forward or back. Remember, your wall, your steady piece of furniture, is a nice tool to help you. Good. Now I'm just going to stay sideways here. So you'll feel this in the glutes too. I'm going to come a little bit wider, hip width apart or slightly wider, and then the same movement. So I'm going to lift straight up and come down, and lift straight up and come down. If you have mastered this and you don't need to hold on to anything, if you want more challenge, take those arms up overhead. Little bit of a different perspective here. Good. Now from here, I'm going to take the heels down. I'm going to take my arms down, and I'm just going to kind of push. Good. Going to one side and the other. A little bit of a prancing. As you prance, be mindful. Hips, knees, and toes track forward. Try not to let the knees fall in or out. Think about big toe and pinky toe mounds. Good. And then from here, when you're ready, take a squat. So step wide, pick up your strap or your band. Good. We're going to thread that band between the pointer and the thumb. We're going to go into a Pilates Vitality wheel here. So I'm going to take it up, big inhale, exhale. I'm going to rotate to my left. My knees are bending as I come down. I'm going to move through center, rotating, coming up on the right, and then I'm going to reverse that. Good. And we'll take that again. Moving with the breath. Belly button stays in here. We let the knees bend as we come down. One more time through. Good. And then coming back where we started. Good. So I'm going to come all the way up here. Good. We're going to move forward and back here again, finding our sweet spot. I'll turn sideways here. You do want to, if you're going to take your strap or band all the way back to the hips, you want long arms to be able to do that. So find a wider grip if you need to at any point. So I'm just going to take it up. Good. Now notice here too, I'm not popping my chest forward and I'm not rounding. So I'm really trying to keep the rib cage in. I've got a micro bend in those knees. Good. Now I'm going to take a wider grip here because I want to try to take it all the way back. Good. And we'll zip up and take it back. Good. And one more time. Good. And then whenever you're ready, you can put this to the side. Have it handy. We'll come back to it when we stretch our legs. But just one little side bend here. Take it up. I'm going to press through my right side as I side bend to the left. Good. I'm going to use those right obliques here as I come all the way up. Make your muscles work. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, take it over. I'm pressing through the left side now. Good. I'm going to make that that left side work rather as I come all the way up. Good. One more time. Big inhale. Exhale, take that all the way down to the floor, coming all the way up. Good. We're going to start with our Pilates roll down here, standing roll down. And I'm coming to the opposite end of my mat from where I normally start. For one, I want to challenge the brain. And two, I'm a little too close to comfort with my Christmas tree over there. So I will be right here. Good. Now I'm going to demo parallel hip width apart. That's a little bit easier. The closer you take your feet together, the harder you make it. The Pilates V, coming back to that, will be the most challenging one. So be where you need to work for your challenge level. We're going to zip up this first one from pubic bone to behind the navel. Good. Relax the shoulders. We're going to nod the chin. And then I'm really going to think about C curving, really getting a nice scoop here. My knees are staying soft. You can bend them as much as you need to bend them as you roll forward. We're trying to get out of the habit of hinging the hips back behind the ankles as we roll down. It takes a lot of practice to do it. Good. But from here, pressing through the feet, starting from the tailbone, I'm trying to articulate up one vertebrae at a time. Shoulders, chin are the last to come up. Good. We're going to do that again. We're going to add the arms now. Arms will stay by the ears. Inhale, reach and lengthen. Exhale, C curve it in, nod the chin. Again, slow and controlled gets you there versus fast and mindless movement. Good. Go to your limit, which may or may not be the floor. Inhale, really root from hip into the heel, starting from the tailbone. We're gonna round up, peeling up. Arms will stay by the ears. Nice and strong, whole body connection. Reach, reach, reach. And we'll open into that back bend. And we're gonna take it up. This time as we come down, we're gonna walk it out to a plank. So zipping up through the front body, big inhale. Exhale, nodding that chin. Really scooping, scooping, scooping that belly button in. Good. And come down. Good. I'm going to walk myself out to my plank. You can take high plank with knees lifted. You can take grounded plank with knees lowered. Find yours. I'm lifted. I'm pressing back through my heels. I'm rooting through knuckles of pinky, pointer, and thumb. Belly button is in tight for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. From here, lift the knees. If you were grounded, you can bend the knees as you walk it back or more challenge. Hinge the hips. Now you need to work on the body awareness here. You want to try and stop the hips over the ankle. Soft knees if you need to. And then from here, pressing into those feet. Arms are going to stay by the ears. I'm rolling up one vertebrae at a time. This should get easier the more you do it and loosen up. Good. We'll open, open, open. Good. We're going to reach again. We're going to walk it back out to the plank. This time you have an optional push-up or two if you want to try it. Big inhale. Exhale and we'll nod. Scooping it in. Taking it down. And then when you're ready, we'll walk it out to that plank. Good. We're going to hold this plank for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees lifted or grounded. I'm going to ground mine. Strong upper body. Elbows straight back. Half push up once. Maybe we go 2 times. Oh, could we do it 3 times? Taking it up. Lift the knees if you need to. Nodding, or bending the knees rather, or hinging the hips, and we'll walk it back. I wanted to say nod the chin, and you're kind of doing that, but that won't help you necessarily come out of the plank. So from here, we're going to round. We're going to come all the way to standing. We're going to open, open, open. This time we're going to roll it down. We're going to walk out to all fours. Big inhale, exhale, nod the chin. We got to save those plank arms, plank bodies, push-up bodies for later in the class. Good, and I'm just going to walk it out. And I'm going to come to all fours here. Good. We're going to come into some cat-cows now. So again, and this can also be done down on the forearm here if you're feeling a little wristy today. So my belly button is in. I'm still drawing up from pubic bone to behind the navel. I'm rooting through the knuckles of the pinky, the pointer, and the thumb. And from here, big inhale, shine the heart forward, tip the pelvis back, cow pose. Exhale, really round, mad cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Hold the cat. Think about a separating of the shoulder blades again. Take that gaze towards the inner thighs or the belly button. Good, and we're going to come down. If you need to come back for a moment into a child's pose, maybe you need to roll or wrist out or something like that, feel free. We're going to move into a little bit of a thread the needle here. So I'm just going to move my strap out of the way, and you all don't see that, but it's in my way a little bit. Good. So starting from your all fours position, I'm going to start with the lift of the left hand first, because that's the side that is facing the camera. So from here, I want to try and keep hips over the knees. And then from here, I'm really going to root through the supporting shoulder. So left arm's going to come out. Maybe I open, and then I'm going to thread it through, a little bit of a flow. And then I'm going to press, and I'm going to open and thread it through. Good. Your opposite elbow will bend with you a little bit. Good. This time, we're going to take it and thread it through, and we're going to come all the way down. Now, think about head and neck being an extension of the spine, so we don't want to do this crink here, this little break in that engagement. So think about lifting that ear, that top ear, just a little bit more towards the ceiling. Or another way to look at it, think about you've got a piece of paper under your head and you're trying not to crinkle or make a sound with that paper. Good. And then from here, when you're ready, pressing through that right hand, right shoulder, we're going to come all the way up. Good. If you need to kind of shake out that right hand, we'll do that. We're going to take that all to the other side. So from here, the right arm's going to come out. We're going to open. Good. Get a little bit of a scoop. Hips stay over the knees, belly button in. Open. Take that little bit of a scoop. Good. And we'll open. And we're going to take that scoop all the way through. Good. Again, think about your neck here. Belly button is in. You've got nice chest expansion with that breath. And then from here, when you're ready, pressing through that the left hand, left shoulder. I promise I know the difference between my left and right. Good. And then from here, you can shake out one side or the other. I'm going to walk forward here, crossing the ankles, and we're going to come back onto the back. So from here, we're going to set up for some bridge work. Now, this is the first of 2 sets of bridges we're going to do. So be mindful of that as well. So once I get down here, I'm just going to kind of wiggle in. Good. And then thinking about your safe neutral. So my tailbone is heavy and connected. I've got the natural curvature of my low spine. Maybe my hip bone and pubic bone are in the same plane. My low rib cage is heavy and connected. I can relax through the shoulders. Good. My hips, knees, and toes are tracking here. Heels are not too close into the glutes, but they're also not too far away. From here, when you're ready, we're going to rock that pelvis back, peeling up one vertebrae at a time. Your body will let you know when you should not come up any higher in bridge. Try to be even in both feet. And starting from the mid back, we're going to lower that down, one vertebrae at a time. Good. Now your belly button is still zipped up and in. Good. Back to the neutral, rocking it back, peeling it up, taking it up. And lowering that back down. Good. We'll go for number 3, rocking it back, peeling it up, and lowering back down. And number 4, we're going for 5 total here. Good. And then from here, your last one, number 5, we're going to take it up. Good. We're going to hold it up there. Good. Now really think about evening up this hip bones here. Good. I'm going to let that left hip drop a little bit here. When you do that, your right hip is going to lift, and we'll even that back up. Good. Right hip drops, left hip comes up, and we'll come back to center. Good. And we'll just alternate here from side to side. My belly button is still in nice and tight. I'm still trying to keep knees in line with the hips, being their hip width apart, and I'm trying not to let them fall in or fall out. Good. Here's your last set. Good. And then we'll even those hips, and we'll lower that back down. As you lower that back down, take those knees into the chest. Maybe lift the upper body. Give yourself a nice big hug. Maybe a rock, rock, rock side to side. Good. And maybe even a little bit of an ankle movement here. Good. So from here, I'm going to take my feet back down. We're going to go into chest lifts from here. Good. So I'm just going to roll my shoulders back. My arms are going to come up. I'm going to zip up from pubic bone to behind the navel. You're starting and staying in safe neutral. Inhale. Exhale, nodding the chin. I'm going to lift. I'm looking towards my inner thighs. My arms are coming long and low. And then inhale and lift. Exhale, come down. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, nodding the chin. Coming up, reaching, reaching, reaching. Arms lift. And exhale, coming down. One more, big inhale. Zipping it up through the front body, nodding the chin. Reaching and lowering. I'm going to pause right here. We're going to go into hundreds. Beginners, feet will stay grounded. Everyone else, one leg at a time, back to tabletop. Or you can come to a long diagonal line. Be mindful as we work here, we're going to go to a slower hundreds tempo pace. So we're really going to get in and feel that burn. So start pumping here if you can. Eyes to the thighs, and we inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. With the smile. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, lift higher. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, reach deeper. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Taking that down. Whew. Gently rock, rock, rock side to side. Gently take head and neck from side to side. All right. So we're going to go for the burn here. We're going to go into our series of 5. Again, this is going to be a slower tempo. Because of that, I'm only going to do a count up to 10. If 4, 6, or 8 are better places for you to be, stop there. Don't plow through in bad form. All right. So we're back in the safe neutral. Knees and tabletop, preparing for a single leg stretch. Really think about when you take your leg long, really reach, really get that stretch, really pull in if you can. So from here, from tabletop, inhale, arms up, nodding the chin. I'm going to come into that C curve. Good. I'm going to really reach my left leg long. I'm going to bring my right knee in. Good. And here's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Hips stay grounded. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We can do it. And 10. Woo. Bring that in. Take that down. Legs will lift up. Single straight leg stretch. We're going to stay with the pulse here, with the legs the whole time. So inhale, arms come up. Exhale, C curve. I'm going to take my hands to the back of that left leg. Right leg's going to reach long in a hover. Left leg only. Pulse, pulse, switch. Pulse, pulse, switch. Number 2. Pulse, pulse, switch. Pulse, pulse, switch. 3, 4. Try not to pulse the bottom leg. 5, 6. Getting harder now. 7. Stay with the breath. 8, 9. Last set, 10. I'm starting to feel myself glow a little bit here. I hope you are too. Rock, rock, rock side to side. Gently take head and neck from side to side. We're going to leave the knees in here, double leg stretch. So big inhale to prepare. Exhale, I'm going to C curve. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale. 2, 3. Watch safe neutral. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Bring that down. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Take head and neck from side to side. Legs are going to come back up towards the ceiling here. You can do this one in a C curve. That's more advanced. Or keep the upper body lower. I'm going to keep my upper body lowered here. Legs can also be in parallel, or you can take it back to that V for a little bit more inner thigh work. So find where you need to be. Again, staying in the safe neutral. Don't let the low back arch up. Taller people with longer legs, really watch your lever. So from here, big inhale to prepare and exhale. Good. I'm going to inhale and lower. Exhale, come back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Bring in those knees. Rock, 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 side to side. Good. Moving into the final one, the crisscross now. Beginners, feet are going to be on the floor. Everyone will take hands behind the head, and we will lead with the shoulder, not with the elbow. So you want your elbows out to the side, but not necessarily the widest possible. Outside of beginners, everyone else will follow me. Tabletop knees. Your legs are going to do the same thing they do for single leg. Okay. So from here, zipping up, staying in safe neutral. Big inhale. Exhale, I'm going to lift up. I'm going to rotate to my left, reaching with the right, and switch. And we've got 2 and 3, slower tempo, and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9. Last set, 10. Woo! Bringing that down. Woo! Starting to wonder if it was a good idea to do that slower tempo. It feels good, but really, really challenging at the same time. Okay, from here, we're going to take a full body stretch. Take both legs long. Take your arms long behind you. Reach, reach, reach. And whenever you're ready, good. You can, if the full roll up is part of your practice, you're welcome to do that. Some of you are going to roll over to your side and come to seat. Others are going to follow me through rolling like a ball. One of my favorite transitions, hands to the thighs or to the shins, nodding the chin. And we're going to rock. And you're trying not to swing your legs in momentum if you're a rocker. And we're going to come all the way up to that seat. Good. From here, take your legs forward. Good. I'm just going to scoot back a little bit here. Good. So I'm going to take my legs, or my heels rather, as wide as my mat. If you're not working on a mat, think about a little bit wider than hip width apart. I'm also in a little bit of an anterior tilt here, meaning I've rocked my hip bones forward and my tailbone comes back. You can also sit up on your block back here or a folded blanket. My feet are in flexion, they're towards the face. My knees are soft. Good. I'm trying to be in a nice tall spine. Arms are going to come forward, spine stretch forward. So think about that standing roll down. We're zipping up and you're trying that C curve. So this is not a hip hinge here. We're trying to get that really C curve roll. Good. Ears and biceps will meet each other. And then starting from the tailbone, articulate. It's one vertebrae at a time, stacking on top of each other, coming all the way back to that nice tall seat. 4 more times. Inhale, exhale. I like to inhale at the pause, exhale as I roll it back up. Good. Good. 2 more from here. Relaxing the shoulders. We're still zipped up. Last one. And then coming back up. Good. From here, when you're ready, we're going to go into just a little bit of rotation here. So I'm going to take my hands behind the head. I'm sitting up nice and tall. I'm rooting my sits bones into my space. My elbows are out, but they're not at their absolute widest. So just kind of let them relax here. Good. And then I'm just going to rotate to the left and then to the right. And my hip bones stay grounded. I don't want the opposite hip come up. My belly button is in. And we want to be nice and tall. We always want to twist from length, not from compression. Good. Going into the side bending now. Really think about squeezing the low rib cage and the top of your hip together. We're only going to do a few of these. Hips stay grounded as well. So I'm going to the left and to the right. And left and right. One more time. Left and right. Good. And take that down. Options here for this next one. If you are someone who should not be rocking back into a ball because maybe you've got some disc issues, something like that going on with you, your option here is going to be taking a boat pose. So maybe you're just in a small hover, maybe your legs are long, maybe they're bent, maybe you work on releasing. Think about maybe a 5 count there and then take a break and then go through it again. Others are going to work through some different kinds of rolling options. So maybe you come into seal, or a seal puppy rather. Good. I'm going to take one around. Good. So I'm kind of cradling my feet here. And maybe you want to add a little seal clap here. So we clap, clap, rock it back, come up, find your balance, clap, clap, come up, find balance, clap, clap. Others are going to choose open leg rocker because that's what feels good to you today. So traditionally, you hold the feet or the ankles, which I can do if I'm just being here in a balance, but I can't do it as a rock because my arms are short. So I modify that by grabbing my shins here. So you do what you need to do to make it work. And again, remember, we don't want to rock back on the neck. So from here, we'll try for 5 rocks. So from here, whenever you're ready, inhale. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Could we do one more? Oh, could we do a 6th one? Because that 5th one wasn't real good. Woo! Take that up. Take those legs long in front of you and just find a little forward fold. Yeah, breathe and expand to that back body. I don't often intention set in Pilates like I do in yoga, but a good one today, since this is being recorded after Thanksgiving, is gratitude. Gratitude for being able to move our bodies and the freedom and the joy and the feel-good sensation that comes from doing that. So we're going to come into a modified teaser prep here now. So again, I'm just going to move that prop out of the way. Good. So I'm going to take my hands behind, and I'm going to start with some bent knees here, and I'll give you some different options. So now that being said, I'm going to teach and demo the modified teaser prep here. If the full teaser is in your practice and you know that, and that's what you want to do today, feel free to go there. Otherwise, you can follow me. So I'm going to take my hands back here. And don't worry so much about where your fingers are pointing, as long as your shoulders and your elbows feel okay with it. And so then from here, good. So I'm lengthening that spine. I don't want to collapse through here. That's the hardest part, I think. Zip up through the front body. Good. So a beginner might just come here, okay, with bent knees. Everyone else, we're going to take long legs. We're going to do this 4, 4, and 4. We're going to do 4 through center, 4 through the left, and 4 to the right, okay? So from here, when you're ready, here we go. Find your length, start low. Good, and here's 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna rotate to my left. Here's 1, woo! You can also modify this with bent knees. And when you're ready, 4, through the center, Rock it over to the right. And here's 1, 2, 3, 4. Take it back. Take those feet long in front of you and forward fold. They are always tougher than they look. All right. From here, when you're ready, we're going to come belly down now. Good. So I'm just going to roll over. Whew. And this should feel like this first one at least should feel like a nice stretch to the front body after some of that ab work that we did. So going into swan, we're going to take the hands a little bit forward and to the side of the shoulders. Elbows are going to lower. Good. I'm going to lengthen through that low body. Belly button is in, pubic bone is into that mat, relaxing the shoulders into their pockets. Maybe you take a baby swan for some of you. As long as the low back is not crunching here, you can play with taking it a little bit higher. Just remember, we don't want to be here. And we don't want to be here collapsing through the back. So you want to be supported. And we'll lower that back down. 3 more. Lengthen. Belly button in. Find your swan, which doesn't have to look like my swan. Lengthen. We'll come up. And come back down. Lengthen. Coming back up. And come back down. Let's do 1 more. These feel nice. Lengthen. And coming back up. Good. And we'll lower. And we'll wiggle. Okay, so from here, we're going to go into the swan dive. You need to be able to do high swan in order for you to do swan dive. Otherwise, you won't get the height that you need to do the rock. So if that's not you today, just keep working on your little baby swan. And then you can take back, move back into a child's pose here if you need to. So those of you moving on with me to swan dive and swan rocker after that, lengthen, belly button in. Good. Find your high swan. And then from here, release and swan and rock and swan, dive, swan, dive, swan, dive. Can we stay with the rock? Your glutes, your abs, your breath are all working together here. It is hard for me to talk and rock at the same time. Good. And then from here, we'll just take that down. Wiggle. Hands under the shoulders. Press back. Child's pose. Good. So working on that nice extension, moving our spine in all directions. We've rotated. We've folded it forward. We've done extension. We've done some lateral side bends here, moving in all directions. Good. From here, when you're ready, we are going to come back down into the belly, and we're going to come into swimming. So from here, I'm going to give you some options. Those of you that don't want to work with the legs, you can just work with the arms and the upper body, or you can follow me and work them together. Again, this is going to be a little bit of a tempo change. This first one we do is going to be a little bit slower. Good. So I'm taking my arms forward. Palms can be down or facing each other. That part's not as important. But lengthen. Belly button is in, pubic bone is into the mat. From here, I'm going to lift upper and lower body, or you can just lift the upper. Good. And I'm just going to alternate here. Now, as I alternate here nice and slow, feel what has to fire up in the front body for the back body to work. And could you think about the stability and control of balancing on the hip bones so you're not rocking wildly from side to side here? Now, if you're having trouble with that, you'll stay at this tempo because faster won't make it better. For those of you that want to take this a little bit quicker, and breathing. Good. In 3, 2, and 1. Bring that down. Hands under the shoulders. Child's pose. Oh, yes. We know what time it is. It's time to get into those legs. We're going to do that kneeling today. Those of you that have sensitive knees can bring in a folded blanket here, a pillow, or fold up your mat. Well, we're going to come up here. Good. So this is where you might want this block to come back in for the kneeling work if you've got short arms. And remember, your block has 3 levels. So you've got this one, you've got this one, you've got this one. I need the higher one. So from here, good. We're going to take the right leg out long. I'm going to start on my left side first. My left side is kneeling. This foot back here that you can see, left foot, that can be anywhere that makes you comfortable and stable. Okay, and you can have the whole foot down. You can be up on the tippy toes. That again is all about how you feel and how stable your body needs to be. Good. So we're going to lift up. I'm going to take my hand over here, and I'm trying to keep shoulder, hand, and hip in relative alignment. Good. I'm going to take this arm up. It can also rest right here, and I'm going to lift. Good. Now this leg can be in flexion or a point, and you're going to lift, and it's not going to be very high, and it's going to do a little bit of a tap. And 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. Good. We're going to bend. We're going to think about elbow to knee. So I'm going to bend. 1, and you may not touch. And 2, 3. Think about squeezing this area right here. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good. I'm going to reach long. I'm going to have my arm up. Tiny little circles. So again, nice instability from here. We don't want to lose that. So only from the hip socket. 8 in each direction. I think that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Other side. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! I'm just going to reach here. I'm going to take this up. I'm going to get a side bend over. Good. We're going to use this as an opportunity to stretch this hip flexor while we're here. You can do this on a block, or you can come down a little bit. That part won't matter. And just bend, and you might have to kind of bend in a little bit before you take it out. You can also do this on the floor as well if that's a more stable option for you, and it'll look like this. I'm squeezing the glute as I press back. Good, and then when you're ready, we're going to take that all to the other side. Good. Whew, feel the burn over there. Good, so move that block if you're going to use it. This time you're going to be on the right knee. Left leg's going to come long. I'm just going to take a nice little lengthening stretch here. And then from here, when you're ready, good. We'll lift up. We're nice and tight. Flexed or pointed foot. Good. And we're going to lift 8 and tap. And 7, tap. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Here's that bend. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Woo. Taking that leg out. Good. I'm just going to have the hand here. Good. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Reverse the circle. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm just going to take that stretch again, coming all the way up, coming over. Good. And then from here, find that little hip flexor stretch. You can be on the block. You can be off the block. Maybe you need to be on the floor. Always finding there's almost always a way to make it work. It may not look like everybody else, but there's almost always a way to modify and make it work. Good. And then from here, when you're ready, we're going to take that down. We are going to come onto our backs. Have your strap handy, have a block handy if you're going to use that to deepen an exercise here. So you just want to have them within your reach. Okay, so from here, I'm going to come onto my back. We're going to come back to bridges. So from here, this is our second set of bridge. Good. So hips, knees, and toes are tracking, and I'm rolling my shoulders back, finding safe neutral. We're going to take one bridge together with both feet grounded. Big inhale. Exhale, rock the pelvis back, peel up one vertebra at a time. This might feel good to you too. Notice how this bridge feels different to you than that very first one we did. And then we'll lower that back down. Good. Now, if all you want to do is just lift and lower into some bridges, feel free to stay right there. Those of you that want a little bit more challenge here, your left leg's going to come up. Good. You're really going to anchor into that right foot, and you're going to try to really engage this core so that you're not uneven in the hips when you lift. We're going to try to take this for 6 times. Good. From here, whenever you're ready. Good. We'll lift 1, lower, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Lower that down. Other side. Find your alignment, find your stability. Here we go. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we'll lower that down. We're going to go into some marching here. So those of you that need to be on the floor, maybe you've got something going on in your low back, this will be your marching. And just a little bit of a tap. Maybe a hover for more challenge. Good. And then those of you that want a little bit more range of motion with this, take your block. You can be on the ranch house setting or the townhouse setting. You'll place that right under the sacrum. Good. And then from here, starting from tabletop. Good. Now maybe you have a little bit more. Good. And I'm watching my hips. I'm stable. I'm engaging my core with my breath. Good. You can stay with these. If you want to add some bicycle on here, feel free. Forward pedal. Good. Let's backwards pedal. Good. And then when we're ready, good. We're going to lower both of those feet. If you're on the block, we'll lift, we'll remove. Take those knees into the chest. We're going to grab our strap. We're going to stretch this out. This should feel nice, 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 nice for everybody. Okay, I'm going to start on the left side. So if you're using a stretchy band, as you put that band around the left foot, make sure that band is flat. We don't want it to roll up and snap and hit you in the face. You'll have a very bad day. Good. And then if you're using a strap or a belt, yoga strap or belt that is, you're probably fine wherever it is that you are. I'm just going to take this ponytail out here. So from here, whenever you're ready, find a grip that's appropriate for you. Your other leg can be bent or extended long if it's okay in your spine. Zip out from pubic bone to behind the navel. Find a little bit more length from crown to tail. Bring that leg in. Keep a little bit of softness here. Good, and we're breathing. And from here, I'm going to release. Good. Taking both straps into the left hand now. Both hips are going to stay on the floor. Both shoulders stay on the floor. So use your core to stabilize here. We'll take that left leg out to the left. If the right hip is popping up and you can't keep it grounded, your left leg is too far out to the left, lift it up a little bit. And those of you that want something just a little extra special, if you're okay with it, you can take that foot towards the shoulder. And when you're ready, we'll release. We'll bring that leg back up. We'll extend that right leg long now, switching out your hands. Good, and you might have to kind of move that leg forward and back a little bit here before you find your sweet spot. I'm going to take my left arm out to the side. You can take a long leg or a bent knee at about a 45-degree arc over the body, or you can take that leg all the way over. Now I'm limited by my wall, but you can take it all the way over, but keep it in line with the hip. Try not to let the foot flop willy-nilly on the floor. We want to protect the SI joints of the low back here. And our belly button is also in nice and tight, so we don't want to lose our connection. Breathe and expand that rib cage as you inhale. Good, and then when you're ready, we'll take that all the way back up. Good, and then I'm just going to do a midair switcheroo here. Good, so again, be mindful if you're using a stretchy band, nice flat band. Left knee can be bent or left leg can be extended long. Find a grip that's appropriate for your range of motion. Soft knee, lengthening from crown to tail, and we'll take that leg back towards the face. Remembering pain, numbness, tingling, burning, not normal sensations. If you feel any of those, you want to back off until you do not. And we'll release. Good. From here, both straps into the right hand. Both hips will stay grounded. We'll take that leg out to the right. If your left hip keeps coming up off the floor, take that right leg up a little higher. For something special, tug in towards the right shoulder. Good, and then when you're ready, we'll bring that back up. We will extend this left leg long, switching out our hands. Good, and then you choose, again, you might have to wiggle around to find your sweet spot, but you can arc over with a long leg or a bent knee, or you can take that leg over, keeping leg in line with the hip. Remember, if you have trouble keeping it there, you can always prop a block or some kind of cushion under there to help you. And when we're ready, we'll come all the way back up. Good. I'm going to remove that. As I remove that, I'm going to take my right ankle on top of my left knee. Good. For some of you, this might be enough. Others, maybe we come back in. So you don't have to come too deep here. We're going to do this with a balance challenge in a moment. And then when we're ready, we're going to take that to the other side. So carefully undo. Left leg over the right knee. Good. You can stay here if you need to, or you can bring it in for a moment. Rock, rock, rocking side to side. So that stretch series I just showed you with the belt or the band, you can do that in your bed at night before you go to bed or in the morning when you get up. Don't even have to get on the floor. Same thing with this one. And then when you're ready, we'll carefully undo. Good. From here, when you are ready, you can do another roll up here. You can do a rolling like a ball, rolling over to your side. I'm just going to roll over to my side, and I'm going to come back to the belly. And then from my belly, I'm going to come back to all fours. Good. So from the all four, we're going to go into some push-ups and planks here. So beginners, this might be you doing your push-ups on all fours. So maybe your elbows come straight back halfway, because it's easier on rotator cuffs and most people are not strong enough to handle the load. You can also turn hands in just a little bit here if you want to take this out to the side. So same options with the hands and the arms for those of you that are looking for more challenge. Are you going to do knees down or are you going to come up high? Okay, so find where you want to be here. Good. I'm going to do up high. I'm going to come to tricep push-ups here. Strong, even upper body. Try not to collapse. We're going to try for 5. So from here, whenever you're ready, take yours. Come back. 1, 2, 3, 4. I might come down to my knees in my last one. And 5. So always modify if you need to. If you don't have to quit, don't quit. So instead of not taking my last one, I just modified it and made it possible. Good. But, you know, there are times when we need to just stop what we're doing because maybe that's causing pain or something like that, and we don't want to work through that. So keep that in mind too. Good. We're going to come back. We're going to come back to a plank pose. Good. Find your plank, knees down or knees lifted. Could we hold for 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. From here, bending the knees or hinging from the hips, walk it back towards the feet. Try to stop the hips over the ankles. Good. Now really get into the feet, starting from the tailbone. Round, round, round. I'm ragdolling this one up. Good. Rolling the shoulders back. Whew, nice and tall. Good. From here, we're going to come to a balance challenge. So remember, you can do this holding on to the wall or a steady piece of furniture. So from here, all I'm going to do, again, coming back to the left leg, this knee is nice and soft. I'm zipping up through the front body. Maybe we just pick up that foot. Doesn't matter how high the foot is. You can keep a bend in the knee, can lengthen it. The higher you lift, the harder it is. Good, and then from here, we'll bring that back down. We'll take that to the other side. So again, soft supporting knee. You can lift a little bit with a bent knee. You can lift a little bit with leg long. Again, the higher you go, the harder it is. We don't lift higher if we're not stable when we're lower. So we only go to where we're stable. Good, and then when you're ready, we'll bring that back in. Figure 4 stretch and balance. So again, you've got the wall option or steady piece of furniture. Coming back to the left leg, I'm going to pick up my right ankle. Good, and I'm going to place it up above that knee. And for some of us, this might be enough for you. Others are going to have a little seat here. Notice this hand, I'm on my thigh, I'm not on my knee. This knee here is also bent. We've worked hard today. Got the blood pumping. Good, and then we'll come back up here. We'll carefully release, shake out the supporting leg. We're going to take that to the other side. Good, we'll pick it up. Good, lift it up, right up above the knee. This might be where you stay. Some of us might bend this knee here and come a little bit deeper. Woo! Balance check for me. This is not my strongest side. My left side is usually my stronger side. Although there are times when I'm in a balance and I can't seem to do anything on the left side and the right side looks fine. So we do what we can day to day, moment to moment. And then from here, when we're ready, carefully come out of there, and shake out that supporting leg. Good, one more time. We'll take it back up, big inhale, exhale, take that down, take it up. Good, one more time. Good, we'll lift, lift, lift. Let's open into that back bend. And reach, 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 turning palms away, grow taller from crown to tail. Whew. If you can, notice your posture in your mirror, your video, what have you. We're looking for ears, shoulders, hips, and ankles. Let that good posture carry you for the rest of your week, your days, however often you practice with me. And I hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye.